Hey everyone, today we are in the Green Mountains of Vermont on some old back roads. To the right is a maple syrup farm. You see all the little hoses attached to all the trees, going down to a collection bin where I just turned around. There's some pretty steep hills here. Well, the reason we're here today is because we're going to explore the abandoned HogBack ski resort. It opened up in the 1940s and it shut down in the 1980s. And some of the buildings are still there. Some of the lift systems are still there, supposedly. You know, the lifts, the ski lift, it brings you up the mountain. You sit in the chairs. Some of those are supposedly still here. And we're going to do some exploring. I see a couple of buildings on the map. A lot of the ski lifts and the towers are probably hidden in the trees. Even since it closed in the 80s, I don't know how long they may have maintained it after then, but you can still see the clearings if you look this place up on Google Maps. It's open to the public to explore, and oh, the snow is deep here. In my area, we probably only got 8 inches left. Around here, it looks like there could be a couple feet. I don't think we need the big high boots. We're gonna walk in on a snowmobile trail, which is gonna be nicely packed. I'm wearing a nice fluorescent vest so snowmobilers can see me. It's also pretty foggy, so hopefully they're not speeding. And there's gonna be trail information up here. I'm driving slow, it's a bumpy road. And the thing holding my camera, it actually just snapped. I can super glue it, but not until I get home. So I gotta be careful the camera doesn't fall down. So where am I gonna park? This is a pretty narrow road. I don't think it's a big problem. I'm gonna try to get over as much as possible. I'm actually gonna turn around right now. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna use that slightly wider part of the road because here I'm afraid, for one, getting stuck in the ditch if I pull over too far. I also want someone to be able to get by me. I don't see a big truck coming by here today, but you see how narrow it is. It can't even do a 3-point turn. But I think we have a good day of exploring. I don't know what this little shack is on the other side, but we'll go take a look at that too. So I think I'm gonna park right here. How solid. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Cannot even pull over into that snowbank. There's a ditch under there. This is as far over as we can go. I don't know if I like parking here or not. Let's get out, and it probably looks not as bad outside. And I'll close my mirror. Maybe an old chicken coop, maybe an old sugar shack, because that's what's all around here is sugar farms, maple syrup. Vermont is known for that. I think we're fine. A normal vehicle can fit by me. I think even a semi could fit by me there. I don't see something like that coming though. There's another building over there. I think this is like a trail easement through someone's farm. Let's go see what it says over here. Snowmobile trails are always nicely packed, so you can walk them. So here's what it says here. Let's do some exploring. It's drizzling out, so I might come out of here wet. Hopefully it doesn't start pouring. Welcome to HogBack Mountain. I'm just gonna disregard those maps and I'm gonna see with my satellite map instead. Some of these buildings look like they're quite a walk, so hopefully the trails go there. I do have snowshoes and the big high boots. There's a trail. There's some older footprints underneath that snow. I gotta look at the map and make sure this is where we're wanting to go. Alright, the trail up here is turning, so that's a good sign. See where we're trying to go from where we just parked. You can even see the ski trails, those lines in the map. There's a building at each end of them, top and bottom of the mountain, so we might have a little bit of a hike. So this place shut down because it just couldn't compete with all the bigger places. They also couldn't afford to upgrade their equipment. It's very dated. I don't know if they're original or not, but that's kind of cool seeing lift stations from the 40s, if they're still out here. And I'm sure this, if there are buildings here, the snowmobilers would also love to explore them. So I got good confidence this trail will go there. Like if we go off this trail, I'm gonna sink down to my knees. It's very deep where it's not packed. We got another corner up here, also going in the right direction. Look at that, we're getting a lot closer to that pin. Okay, access is very easy. Less than a 10-minute walk. I thought that was a house at first. That's actually part of the old ski place. So this trail here is where it wants us to go, where it's actually Google wants to bring us. But now we're gonna start doing our own thing because this is the actual building I'm seeing on the map, which is abandoned. And if it's been abandoned since the 80s and it's not falling down, that means it was being maintained at least at some point. But then again, these older buildings fall down at a much slower pace because they're not built like garbage like the newer ones. So what we got here? Oh, look, culvert pipe. Nice little stream. Everything's thawing out with the warmer weather. It's about 38 degrees today, or about 4 degrees Celsius. What did I just hear? Oh, that the road isn't that far. I'm hearing Jake brakes. So whatever this building is, it looks like they've done a little bit of maintenance, fixing it. People are definitely going in there. I'm trying to think. Nah, they're not using this for anything. This is part of the abandoned ski place. This must just be, yeah, snowmobilers are stopping and exploring it. So they tried to board it up. That's newer plywood. I see a vent fan there, a hookup for maybe a wood stove. What's this thing here? Let's see. Bird's nest. Sink. No reason to climb in there, but let's go over to that door everyone's going to. Look at the footprints. I'm sure that's going to open. Metal roof also will save your house if it ever becomes abandoned. Look how close that birch tree is. Okay, we're going to open. Oh, this looks like it's still being used. It's like a warm-up place, maybe for snowmobilers. It kind of looks like it's being used as a shelter. What's it say? Yeah, I got a better flashlight. I was about to just pull out the headlamp. Okay, we got a good flashlight here. So, I'm not going to show what's on the paper there. There's addresses and names. It's just basically like there's blank spaces for someone to sign. It's basically consent forms to explore the place. I'm not exactly sure why. So we got snow here. The flashing must be bad around that chimney. The heating system is right in here. Return vent, blowing vent. Right here we have snow coming out of that crack. All considering, this place is in pretty good condition. I'm assuming these are bathrooms. These markers here are from the old ski slope that looks like PEX pipe, but it's not. It's actually bamboo. It looks like wrapped in different color tape. Yep, look at, there's a urinal. Over here's, you can definitely tell animals are always in here. Look at that, see how that's chewed? It's like maybe raccoon or porcupine. You can even see on the toilet seat little claw marks from maybe a raccoon. It's amazing the toilet's not smashed. And look at the old fuse boxes instead of circuit breakers. Fuses are actually safer because they melt at a certain temperature, while a circuit breaker can slowly build up. I'm taking this off because I just want to see how old the toilet is. I love doing this in old buildings. 1953. These are back in the days when the toilet tank was bigger than the bowl, so if you clog the bowl, it's going on the floor. Newer toilets you can flush quite a few times without any incident. So there's definitely a septic system out back. Okay, what's in here? The old oil burning furnace. That motor looks like it's in good shape. You can tell lots of water must be coming down the chimney to cause the rust damage I'm seeing there. Got a bale of hay, trash can, there's a broom. So it looks like maybe to an extent it's being maintained as a shelter. In here, that sink is gone. 2 toilets on this side. And that one has poo in it. This one's smashed. I'm amazed there's no graffiti. It's always nice to see. Okay. We're done in this building. Make sure to shut the door. Just the way we found it. That plexiglass is new. So yeah, I think it's like a warm-up shelter. There's also that solar panel there, which must go to a light in there. That's what I'm guessing. Let's take another peek. It's either a light or maybe a camera. Yeah, they're little lights. Probably for nighttime, so someone could sit in here and warm up. I think it's being used as an emergency shelter. And the septic field is probably that clearing there. Yeah, there's new plexiglass there also. So over here is all roped off. I'm looking to see where any kind of trail could be that other people may be using. Look at this, something like a raccoon was walking down here in the stream, and you see it walked up and over all these clumps of snow with its muddy footprints. Because it's difficult walking through this deep snow when you're that small. Even moose don't like walking through the deep snow. That's why you'll find them walking in the road all the time. So, let's hope we don't sink down too far. This is actually pretty packed here. This looks like a snowshoe trail. I see some ski marks. Oh, look at these buildings. So right now we're at the bottom of one of the slopes. That's so cute. Look at that. Look at the muddy footprints from I'm guessing a raccoon. Okay, we're sinking down pretty deep in certain areas. I gotta be careful because there's water underneath us somewhere. I'm not regretting this quite yet. Maybe I will. Regret not taking the snowshoes. We're definitely over a swamp. I see cattails. That look right there is another ski trail. Oh, cool. Yeah, some of the lift systems are still here. Yeah, we gotta go look at that in a moment. Just being careful where I walk, because you see here, the snow is indeed like 2 feet deep. The roof on this building's also in good shape. I think the freeze and thaw cycles have really made this snow very icy and packed, so I'm not slipping, which is awesome. And this is awesome too. Some of the machinery is still in here. I think everything is still in here. This is nice. This is my first explore of 2025. Wow. The trees grew right into it. That is so cool. What about over here? Let's go in. Got an electric cooktop there. You gotta be careful. We don't know what animals could be in the ceilings. I've never seen one like that with these type of coils. That's interesting and cool. A shovel, electric baseboard heater. Up there we could have some kind of raccoon. Who knows what's up there? So the lift operator would have sat right here. And if they saw any kind of emergency, they could have shut the machine down. What's this thing do? Is there something I gotta squeeze? Yeah, there is. I feel it. There's a button you gotta push in when you're moving it, but the button is seized up quite a bit. It's a nice bench. What does this thing do? I have no idea what this is. Could someone tell me what I'm looking at here? Can't believe nobody stole these metal parts. Shut the flashlight off. We're gonna shut the door. And we're going hiking to the top of the mountain now. Got more raccoon tracks. Awesome stuff. The cables are still here, so that means there must be another station at the top. And these ski slopes aren't huge. I don't think it'll take us too long to get up there. Here's another lift. This one, the roof is caving in. Here's an old power pole falling over. One of these might be like a bunny lift, like for children and people learning. Let's see what's in here. Another one of these controls. Let's see if it works. It's also seized up. Lots of pellets from some kind of animal. Wow. It's so peaceful out here, so quiet. Look at this old stuff. The newer lifts that I've seen are all completely enclosed out of the elements. So I guarantee they have cleared this since the 80s. These trees are not that old, but these trees are a lot shorter and a different type. So I can definitely see what I'm looking at from satellite maps, and I'm glad I decided to come here now and not the summer. So there's a drainage ditch where that little stream is coming from, and the snow is so packed I don't see any reason we can't just go to the top, and that's what we're gonna do. We're coming up to the first tower, and these towers look nothing like what's at the newer ski places. Supposedly the top of the mountain has a fire tower that we can climb. And I guess you can climb this too. I'm not gonna though. Let's take a look at the ladder. Not sure that's meant to be a ladder, but it could be. I know all the modern ski lifts definitely have a ladder on them. And here's some footprints from someone. Watch somewhere I'm gonna sink super duper deep. I can't believe that this snow is actually holding me. But I need a good workout. So was this meant for you to ski right through this? That's what it looks like. Do I see more buildings up there? Or is that just a massive rock? Wow, this trail is just about completely clear now. Ooh, sunk a bit. I'm gonna sink in random spots. Now we're starting to get steep. Here comes the workout. Okay, I sunk in a couple spots, but it's still way easier than using snowshoes. Now we got 2 towers here. And yeah, that was just a giant rock. Kind of looked like a building from far away. So yeah, this ski trail has a bunch of loops. This one's more straight. We haven't even got to the steepest part yet. Starting to sweat. There's another trail there, which looks like some skiers are still using it. So as far as I can see, there is 2 lifts, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 ski trails. So yeah, very small place compared to other ski resorts I've been to. A lot of the ski resorts that are still operating, if you walk to the top of it like this, they'll give you a free ride back down on the lift. But here, we gotta walk back down. When I'm doing hikes like this, I like going up better, even though it's more exhausting, because the way down hurts my knees. I don't have good knees. Okay, this is a very steep spot. We're probably a 40-degree hill. Look at this. The camera's straight. And I'm sinking in a couple spots. If it starts getting bad, I'm just gonna tuck my pant over the boot so at least it can't get in. But I'd say I'm only sinking maybe every 30 steps. Not bad. We're already a third of the way up, but it's getting steeper. Wow, this one is steep. I was honestly afraid I was gonna fall here. I don't know if you can tell. That's like a 40-something degree angle there. Now these mature trees were definitely here during operation. None of this stuff was. This was a wide open trail. If we look up at the wires, I'm observing this. See the scar on the tree as the wind blows it against it. It's just a scar that is never gonna heal. Then you look up here. There it is. There's another one back there. Very interesting. I just took like a 10-minute break here. I actually got a phone call at the perfect time. Now this is not as steep. Up there is gonna get bad again. We're almost halfway up. All right, just put my pants over my boots because I don't want wet boots. Sometimes I do fall down. There is multiple feet of snow. It's just happening to hold me. Who knows? The sinking might get worse as the temperature today is going up quickly. So let's get up and get down fast. The key is walking on this slow, steady steps. If I walk heavy, I fall more. There's dog tracks, I think. There's also human tracks. Someone else walked up here without snowshoes, and then there's skiing. So we're about halfway. It's a nice hike for anyone who likes to explore. Look at that weird tree. Not a snowmobile trail, but about halfway up. Lots of footprints from hikers. I wonder if that's an easier way out. I can't tell, so I'm probably not going to go back that way. You can't see this kind of thing with the overgrowth tree canopy. But you can certainly see this on the map because these trees are much shorter. All right, now we're probably maybe a 30% grade, maybe a little less. Ooh, here is almost nothing. The next sunny day, these pine needles, they look small, but that will help melt the snow. Now I'm sinking a lot more up here at the top. Oh, I can't. There we go. We're like 3/4 now to the top. That is cool. Look at those mushrooms on that tree. Look at them all. That's cool. I like it. Let's try to walk over here. Okay, I think the snow is more packed on the hill. Maybe it's drifting more, making it more packed. Starting to slip a lot more up here. Sink a lot more, I mean. Whoa, okay, I see the building at the top. There's a couple buildings up here. I can't tell where the fire tower is, but supposedly there's a fire tower hikers are allowed to climb. We're gonna have no view today though. Very foggy. Look at that tree. Woodpeckers finding something tasty in there. Okay, we've made it to the top of one of them. The other one goes much higher. So I think we're about 3/4 of the way up the mountain for this one. Wow, is that a counterweight? Look at that, it's just floating. Does that sway? Oh my gosh. That makes you feel strong moving that thing. Let's sway it a little bit. It takes a while to get momentum going on something so big. But here we go. That is cool. What do you think this weighs? Maybe 5,000 pounds, I think is what these barriers weigh. Oh, I don't like that sound that cable's making. The kind of noise before it snaps. It's making that crinkling sound. Oh, that's so cool. What we got in here? A bunch of hay. Surprised, no barn swallow nests. They had a little fire extinguisher at one point. Tower trail. That seems like the kind of place we want to go. And there's a lot of footprints here, so I bet this is a little more packed. I think the fog is getting worse. We still got to find the other station for the other one. What does everyone think? Is there going to be another giant counterweight up here? It's always so pleasant going to a place like this. I can't believe it. There's no vandalism. It is suddenly getting windier up here at the top of the mountain, and I'm probably gonna sink deep somewhere because we're going off the trail. There's a big building here. I don't see the tower. It's also not the top quite yet because this is not part of the lift. At least I don't think so. I don't see the top of it yet. Too foggy. The roof is in good condition. New plexiglass. I think it's an emergency shelter. Ooh, sinking. Be careful, you don't know who could be living in there. I don't think there's a bear because it wouldn't have fit with that little window still in there. Ooh, sunk. Yeah, this side, they even fixed the roof a little bit. Let's see if it's leaking. Please do not touch the windows. Lots of vodka seltzers. And the old-fashioned 2-prong plugs everywhere. Oh, that one's a 3-prong. Phone line. Here's a barn swallow's nest. So whatever this place used to be also had a little basement access or crawl space access. And who knows what could be up there too. I bet there's more barn swallows' nests. Looks like something was even living there. Cool. Okay, let's go further up. I think we're basically at the top because it's really flattening out. But the wind got strong once we got up here. Nothing bad though. I don't even think you guys will be able to hear it on the camera. I know I've climbed some of the bigger mountains up here, the White Mountains. You start it, it's so hot in the summer. Then you get to the top, it's sleeting or something. Okay, same type of thing. So that's probably a control building with those big windows. Someone's watching, making sure everyone's safe. Someone's there to hit the emergency stop if something happens. They also hit the emergency stop sometimes just to help people on. This is incredible looking. Got a counterweight, but I don't think this one's gonna move. This one's a bit bigger. It also looks like a massive winch. Cool. Super cool stuff. Now we're gaining elevation again. I don't see a tower yet, but I do see a building. I see a utility pole. This building's really, really crooked. Oh, wow. Couldn't tell from the map. Oh, I'm sinking now with every step. There's a third lift. Let's take a look in here. There's a big wood burning stove. Maybe not wood burning, maybe oil or gas. There's a bunch of them. This building's unbelievably crooked, but built to last. The roof's not even leaking. Cool. Maybe this gives us a reason to walk down a different way. You literally cannot see anything here on the maps because it was taken in the summer when all these trees around it and over it are in full foliage. But the tower, we should see it any moment. There's a bigger building coming up and it's got to be associated with the tower. Whoa! I just sunk down full blast. With the extra pressure of going downhill, I'm gonna sink a lot more. Amazing, there's no new footprints. No one else has been up here today. It's getting much foggy. Much more foggy now. I see a tower. That's not a fire tower. Oh, there it is in the background. It's a radio tower and a fire tower. Look at that. That's cool. How are we gonna get up there? There's got to be a maintenance road somewhere if this is still active. Do you think they plow it? I don't think they do. I think they would use a snowmobile if they had to come up here and do maintenance. This definitely looks active. I hear something running. We're not gonna go in here, I'm just showing the signs. They got a backup generator. The air conditioning's running. Whatever equipment's in there must get really hot even in this weather. I wonder if there's anyone up there. I don't think so. We'll go up there in a moment. Not a bad elevation. Let's see what this is. Someone else sunk there. This is a cinder block one. It's got a lock on it for some reason. Yeah, let's get the big flashlight out. You can look in those holes. Be cautious. There's trash in there everywhere. So someone's been able to get in somehow. Really nothing to see. Even if we did get in there, we have really no reason to look in there. Okay. I think it's tower time now. Do you think this building was... It's got a nice metal roof that's gonna be there forever. And look at the roof that was made out of wood and asphalt. That one destroyed. Got a folding chair. And I've got to take a peek around back. Who knows, we're probably missing other structures. But it's so foggy, you could easily miss them. But we are going to walk down on that other ski trail. Might as well. Maybe we could see new stuff. Ooh. Imagine being a big animal with fairly small feet or hooves like a moose or a deer. How miserable it must be walking through this stuff with their weight concentrated like that. I don't think these were trails. Okay, we're going up. This thing is so cool. I don't see any new footprints, so I think we're alone. I love these nice stairs. It's a bit scary. If you're not careful, you could easily fall out of these holes. And see, these stairs have these ridges so they're not slippery. Honestly, the part that's diamond plated on the edge is a little slippery. Okay, it's gonna get very windy above this tree line, so I'm gonna put the camera down in my pocket until we get to the top. I want both hands. Okay, I'm ducking in here because the wind is so strong. It's like so strong, that type of wind where it's hard to breathe. But we're gonna go up for a moment. It is so windy up here and scary. That's why I wanted both hands. Whoa. And the fog is even making me wet up here. And look at this ice. At least the stairs didn't have ice like this, and they could have if we came on the wrong day. No view. Not at all. This was scary coming up here with that super strong whipping wind. Okay. Wet ice like this is the worst. Yeah. This reminds me of like bad times I've climbed Mount Washington. You have to face away from the wind if you want to breathe. It's just so strong. And as soon as I get down out of this little bit of protection from the walls. So back in the day, a ranger would have sat up here and just looked on the horizon for smoke. And they would use other fire towers to pinpoint where it was. It's cool. There's a lot of videos of that stuff. But now all the windows are gone. Either fell out, got smashed, removed for safety reasons. But this is a very, very strong tower. This is gonna outlive any of us. It's standing here. It's so cool that they leave this open to the public. Because I know certain states would see all kinds of safety concerns with this. But this is so cool. I've never actually climbed up a fire tower before. I've climbed other things like abandoned high tension towers, but nothing like this. And I never climbed something that was wet. That's also a bit scary. The wind is so strong up here. You can probably hear it too, whistling. I'm happy to say the wind was polite on the way down. It just completely stopped for me. Yeah, so halfway up, no wind. Up there's no tree line blocking you. So it was a lot worse. Now we gotta find our way back down. We're gonna go down the other ski trail because there's probably another building at the bottom, most certainly, because they didn't remove anything. Okay, try not to fall, because some of these areas are packed and slippery as we go down. You want to channel your feet like this on the steep parts. If you go down straight, you're gonna be more likely to fall. I think the fog's getting more dense. Cameras can cut through it. So if you ever see fog like this in someone's video, it's probably twice as bad in real life. Just like if you're watching a car crash video or something and some of the comments will say, "How did you not see that?" It's twice as bad in real life. The visibility of most things. Okay, so we're not gonna take this nice trail. We're gonna take this one, which is gonna be more difficult to walk. Like right here, I know I'm gonna sink. When's it gonna happen? Guess not. I guess it was just the pressure of running down the hill. That's a good sign. That's nice. I love getting out and exploring like this. I haven't done this since, what was the last thing I explored? The Dozier School for Boys, I think, is the last thing I explored a couple months back. I'm also noticing little wires and stuff in the trees. I'm thinking they had telegraph, something like that. The 1940s, it seems a bit late, but I know railways used it a lot later. Trees are getting ready for spring. I see buds starting. I think the growing season around here is, well, up here probably June 1st, maybe May 15th. I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with southern Vermont. I don't think we've ever explored anything here. We have explored the military base in northern Vermont, which is open to the public and incredibly awesome. That place we went camping. That was so cool. There's a lot more skiers here. But we're not going down that trail. We're going here. Oh, someone else sunk. But I'm not sinking. That must have been before some of the freeze and thaws, which really help strengthen the snowpack. Oh! Down to my knees, look at that. It is deep. May not look it, but it is. And you get a surprise every now and then, and I expect a lot of surprises going down. So this trail will get us even further away from the car, but at least at the bottom we have a beautifully maintained snowmobile trail. So I think we'll wrap this video up in the next hour. This trail is a lot more open. Look at that. I see some other little squiggles from someone skiing it. People still ski this stuff. Whoa! What a surprise. Don't want to run down this too fast. See, that's when you sprain an ankle. These unexpected things. Oh, this trail here only has one pole towers. More like, this is more similar to the modern ones they have now. It probably is newer. Yep, got a ladder on it, going on up. We'll see at the next one. I'm tempted to go up one of these. I wonder what the smaller cables are there. Those are too big for telegraph. I'm seeing a great potential for maple sugar. They have so many mature maples up here. It's beautiful. You know, today's supposed to be almost 50 degrees out, 10 degrees Celsius, and that's why the snow is going to get more and more unstable. But next week is winter again, and it'll be below freezing every single day. I don't think I mentioned the date. Today is March 5th, looking at right now. That's cool. See can you see the faint debris right there that got kicked up? The snow right now, listen to that beautiful Jake break in the distance. Well, the snow is the perfect shape to try to do this. Roll it and see if it gets big. Maybe we'll get a steeper spot to try it. Okay, so we got down super fast actually. So this trail is a different direction than the other ones. So the other ones are right here. You see the trails? This is where I am. Look at all these ski trails that I didn't even realize were here. I don't know how I missed them, honestly. But yeah, we're going down to the main road here. That's why it's so loud. And then we got to figure out how we're going to get back over here is where the car is. How are we going to get back over there? I think there's going to be a snowmobile trail somewhere. I'm just not sure where as far as using the map. But there's a couple more buildings down here by the road. That's a big roll of cable. And I'm sinking a lot more now. Different side of the mountain, different conditions, maybe more, maybe less sun. I'm guessing it's less sun because sun melts and makes it harder. Yeah, I'm sinking a lot more. Just watch my feet. Well, I guess it's not necessarily when you try, but there we go. There's a deeper one. Oh. Yeah, see? It's no longer like 1 in 30 steps. It's more like 1 in 10 or even greater. Yeah, I can hear the road loud now. We're getting close. Yeah, this was a beautiful hike. You only need 2 hours of time to do it. And these weren't good conditions. Okay, there's a good chance this might be the last pole before the building, so do I want to go up there? We're not going to see much, so I'm not going to do it. There's the building. A bunch of other footprints, but that was before the last snowstorm. At least it's more packed right here from those other people. Cool stuff. Let's see what we got. Almost guarantee these will be more vandalized because it's next to the road. What are those? Well, what happened to the camera? I was just saying, what are those? For some reason it got dark. Okay, I think we can go in here safely. Lots of unusual hardware parts, whatever they are. Honestly, still not bad. There's still not much graffiti here. It's very minimal. Okay, let's go see what's over here. This building is very dilapidated. I don't think we're gonna feel safe going in here. It's so foggy, you can barely see the road, which is less than 50 feet away. This is one of those old tar roofs with gravel on top. The gravel is so the sun doesn't bake it. Usually a light colored gravel. Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on the building, but I don't think we should walk in there. That looks very soft, unsafe. Look, there's old crutches over there. Over here is also not a place we want to be. Maybe this part. I don't know if we want to actually go in, but there's some graffiti. Yeah, the floor is very soft. Bathrooms. Those are some old appliances. They're pretty cool. Still very little graffiti compared to what I expected to find, so I'm happy about that. Maybe there's a better way in here. I'm gonna avoid whatever that is. I don't think you can see that dip with the camera, but there's a pretty decent dip. Danger, keep out. HogBack ski area. Got a garage door down here. Okay, you gotta be careful of what could be in here. What's in there? I don't want to find a bear. I'm getting my flashlight out. Furnace, air ducts, wood. There's the ladder going upstairs. Very rotten. It actually is not as rotten as I thought. This is an older building with actual wood. It was built with quality. So, looks like an oil burning furnace in there. So, after looking at what it looks like under the floor, yeah, we can go in there. I thought it was plywood. It's not. That's why these older buildings stay up so much more. Okay. Well, wow. Yeah. Below wasn't even that wet. Still gonna go slow. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like plywood. Still going very slow. Look at an old sink. So cool. More of these little key-like things. It's awesome to get this footage, because who knows how long this building is going to be safe to look in. Look, old radios, the chimney, paperwork from the place, doorbell transformers, switches. There's a doorbell, or maybe a fire bell. Treading very slow because I didn't inspect what's underneath us. Treading slow. Look at that old fridge. Awesome. Not as scary as I thought. I actually did not expect it to open so easily. Now it's not gonna. Oh, it was propped, I think. Good enough. Oh, that is so cool. Look at the tree growing out of the sink. And that looks like a Pac-Man or like a scary face. See that? Men. Floor looks soft. Let's open this. Intact. Wow, look how big that toilet tank is. I remember living in an apartment building built in the 20s with original fixtures, and yeah, those things will overflow if they get clogged. Look at that old soap dispenser. That's also super cool. Let's go see the other bathroom if we think it's safe. Ooh. Treading carefully. Look at that floor right there. Yeah, I can see it's soft, but I'm on a beam right here. What's in there? Yeah, I'm not going in that room. I can see the whole floor is gone right there. I'm not even going to try to go out this door. I can feel I am on a beam right now. And see, I can feel where the beams are. That means turn around. But, oh wow, I missed this. That is so cool. Codaphone. Can anyone tell me what this is? My dad gave me an old Codaphone once that was military, and we never knew how it worked. That is cool. What's this? What is that thing? I don't know. Look at the nice coat rack. Okay. Now we gotta tread carefully here. I think that's why someone laid the door down, because you see here is kind of gone. And this is a hollow door, so it's not helping us out very much. But I'm so glad we were able to get in here safely and get out. Look at that. That rot is amazing. This building's old enough, it looks like it was built with real 2x. And they're rotted through. Gotta be careful. I do have my special metal soles in my boots, just in case. But still, gotta be careful. Okay, that was the most exciting building. I love seeing old stuff. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get back. To be honest, it might be worthwhile just walking back up there. I gotta look at the map. Maybe I'll just traipse through the woods. There's not too many buildings here, are there, for a ski resort? You would maybe expect more. Maybe I should just walk up the main road and hope to find a snowmobile trail, but what if I don't find it? I gotta consult my map and think about what I'm doing here. Because if I walk the actual roads, the loop is massive, it'll take hours. I'm not doing that. I might just walk straight through the forest. I might just do that. It's probably the easiest method. And eventually we're gonna catch up with that snowmobile trail. I'm sure online I can find a snowmobile trail map, but I think I'm just gonna walk. Still right next to the main road, we found more buildings that look like they're associated with it. This one says warning, security cameras. Those propane tanks look like they could be new. Yeah, put that into perspective for you. That's how deep the snow is. They have a wireless monitoring system for the level of the propane. So maybe they're heating this for something, or maybe it's owned by someone else. It does look fairly maintained. Is the power on it? It's saying 0, so it's probably shut off. I don't know what this is, but it's potentially still active, so we're gonna keep moving. That's some deep snow. What about this one? This one has a caved-in roof. And here's a drainage ditch. I don't know if you can tell the... Okay, so the snow is deeper than I actually thought it was. Or that could be a snow drift. It's not a metal roof, so it's not sliding off, making it look deep. It could be a snow drift. Oh, what's this? Snow is pretty deep. No trespassing. Back to trail. So we're not going to go in this one. It's just full of garbage. It's like a horde. Now it's chicken wired shut. Okay. Back to trail. And you can tell these are old ski trails still. So these were associated with the place. I think that one's being used for something. So we're just walking. I'd rather walk here than on the road. Hoping to eventually come across a snowmobile trail. There's a convenience store coming up on the map. And I almost guarantee the snowmobile trails have access to it somehow. It's usually how it is. Oh! I'm doing a lot better than expected as far as sinking. Okay, let's consult the map again. Okay, there's the building that was active, looked active. Here's the convenience store, and yep, here's a snowmobile trail. I was right. We don't even have to go as far as the convenience store. It's just how it is up north. These snowmobile trails, ATV trails, have access to so many stores, gas stations. So this is the same trail, I think, that goes right to where I parked. And now we can walk a good pace without sinking. Looking down, I don't see anything disturbed. I don't see anything since it started melting today in the warm weather. No one's using them today. It's also a weekday. Everyone will be up here come weekend because this snow's not going to melt this week. There's so much of it. I'm jealous. My area doesn't have this much snow. But we are higher elevation here. So there's a vast network of ATV trails, snowmobile trails. They're everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. They go through the border. There's a whole network of it. Across Canada, across New England, New York. Everything connects via snowmobile trail as long as there's snow. What's that sign say? Can I cut through the fog and see? Nope. I'm wondering what this building I'm seeing is though. Oh look, it says snowmobile parking. I think we're right behind the store. We are. I see vehicles there for the store. See the same color, exact same kind of propane tank, so I think that's what that is. But I think that little building, I think that was part of the ski place back in the day, but it's all privately owned, it looks like. So we're gonna just start going back. I'm gonna consult the map again just to make sure. This is the only trail, so it's got to be going back. See lights on there. That's the store. Look how big that building is too. I see picnic tables for the restaurant in the summertime. It's so foggy you can almost see nothing. And here's another shack, probably also related to the ski place. Look at that, there's trees growing out of it. And I love to see the layering on the snow. Look what the wind has done. That's pretty. There's also a tiny little building there, crumbling. Or is that the bottom of another lift? What am I seeing here? An old car. It's an old car or truck. Look at the engine. What's that label plate say? Maybe it can tell us exactly what it is. This one you can't read at all. I don't know if anyone will be able to identify this thing just from what I'm showing. Well, I'm glad I came over to see it, because with this fog, ooh, sounds like a dumpster truck. The trash truck just picked up a dumpster and I'm sinking like crazy because the snow is leaving hollow pockets because of the bushes. Ooh. Fell down there. Make sure everything's still in my pockets. Good. So it looks like we got quite a walk back now, but at least it's not traipsing through the deep snow. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video of this place, maybe in the summertime, and if you enjoyed this, maybe we can get some footage on a clear day with a good view. Every time I make different versions of places, I don't know what it is. My least favorite version always seems to do the best. I'm not sure why. Like, there's certain abandoned things I really like that I've filmed in different conditions with snow, no snow, all overgrown, just for different shots. And the worst one always seems to do best. Or I'll make another version explaining the whole thing, all the history of it, but yet the short video or something of it will do best. And there's so many questions. Okay, this is a icy trail. Very, very steep. So I mentioned that trail there down to the road. Seems like I got down fast. I'm guessing it was shorter, or we didn't go down much elevation. And I think now we're going down the elevation that's required to get to the car. And good, we're finally turning because we were going in the wrong direction. It's a steep. I have not seen a snowmobile trail this steep before. You see, it's so steep, it's got switchbacks. Cool. Yeah, that is really steep. Look at that. Got the funny butt crack tree right there. And they built it like a racetrack. Look at that angle. The snow's a little dirtier, so you can probably see the angle pretty good. But some areas I'm noticing the camera is just whiting out. My eyes are doing it too in some spots. It's hard to see depth. There's a little shortcut for walkers, I guess. I'm not sure why that even exists. Now we're about to go down another super steep spot. You can't see this trail from overhead, not really. But we're finally now aiming in the right direction. Another steep hill coming up. Super steep. Another switchback. Got another switchback. We've already walked enough that it's completely quiet. You can't hear the road anymore. And we're still going downhill. Wow, we're back where we started. This was a good explorer. So I'd say 3 hours, you can comfortably see everything here. We are back. And that means I'll be back to the car in like 10 minutes. And it's a cool building. I made it back to the car. See the dirt roads right there. And there's this foundation. In the summertime, you can even go down inside it with those stairs. I'm not going to get super close to the edge, but it's pretty cool. Nice looking foundation. Look at that big tree. The way it's just up on the wall. When you think a foundation for a house, something different. It's foggier than when we started. We're back. That was a pretty good explorer. I haven't gone out and done something like this in a while. I hope today's video was interesting, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Now here's a slideshow of some pictures I took along our trip today. Well, at least there's no one around. I forgot to lock my car. Now we're gonna go look at the Hoosick train tunnel in Florida, Massachusetts. We're pretty close. It's only 23 miles away. Might as well go there. We haven't been there in a year. Maybe we'll find a train. Sometimes mud can be just as slippery as ice, so be careful on these roads. And this snow's really deep. This area is cool. There's a lot of beaver dams and beaver lodges all over the place in this area. I like that. Just gotta keep it slow. These roads are slippery. Wow, that snowbank is taller than the car. I just turned around to show this because you don't see these too often. That speed limit sign right there is ancient when it's indented like that. That is so cool. The days before they had reflective ones like the one down the road. I just turned around for a moment because I just wanted to show something. That building there on the left is beautiful, that church. I just wanted to see that again. Yeah, look at this. I like this building. That looks really, really nice. This part of Massachusetts that we just entered, and Vermont back there, we're driving through a bunch of these little tight valleys with a bunch of houses next to the road, and the backyards are all super steep. It reminds me of like West Virginia or Kentucky, the haulers of houses, except a lot more snow. Yeah, these tight, windy roads with houses and a little stream. This reminds me of like West Virginia. Some of these places are scary to live if it's raining hard, because they do flood sometimes. I think this area might have some sort of invasive bug infestation. Although white pine trees look stressed and sick, there's also a lot of dead ones. See how thin they look? Not too many needles. I just turned around again because I want to show this beautiful ice up here on this ledge. Right here. That's really pretty. That's gonna all melt probably this week and start falling into the road. That look nice. Tight, windy roads in the mountains of Massachusetts. I like driving things like this. This looks like it could easily flood the road. There's not much elevation from that river right there. There's also not many houses here. It's nice to drive through some areas of old growth. It's so tall. Must have been a bad storm recently. I actually photographed back there like 24 trees that all fell over together across the power lines. Now these are the areas, it looks like these houses could flood very easily. It's scary living in these valleys during rainstorms. Now I know where we are. Never came from that direction before. We'll be at the tunnel in like 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. We're not gonna make it to see it go through the tunnel, but here's a train. Perfect timing. It's going slow. Maybe we could make it to the tunnel. There's no ice. You wanna try to make it and see that train go through the tunnel? Yeah, we're gonna try racing it. My phone holder's broken, so I don't think I can film this whole ride through. No horns, please. Because it's common, you're supposed to blow your horn when going through places like this, but it's because there's a house there. Look at all the rocks in the road falling from the tracks. Okay. My phone holder's broken, so I can't leave you in here. But that train's going so slow, I think we have a good chance of making it to the tunnel. I see it back there, but we're gonna try to race it to the tunnel, try to get there so we can actually see it go in the tunnel. Perfect timing, maybe, we'll see. Whoa, look how low those wires were next to the road. It's beautiful around here. Ah, it fell down. I know that river there must have been frozen a few weeks ago, because it was so cold in Massachusetts for a while. But then again, there's a dam up here. If they're discharging from the bottom of the reservoir, the water's warmer. It's not gonna freeze. All right, we made it here. Don't hear the train. It's going really slow. We probably didn't have to even get here this fast. Is this building new? Like since I was last here? I don't remember it. It's already got graffiti on it though. There's a couple other vehicles here with me. 3 other vehicles. A lot of people waiting for the train today. I think I'm gonna find a different spot to park. The monuments have always been here, but this is new. This cart. People were using it as a trash can though. I decided to walk down here to see the train so I can get good footage without all the other vehicles in it. There's a good amount of snow here. I'm just gonna walk over here to the canal, see how everything's doing. They even have a bench here where you can view trains. Look how low this wire is, you can just grab it. And if anyone doesn't know, there's a hiking trail that begins right there and goes all the way up. There's an abandoned hydroelectric dam, I believe is what it was. Beautiful stonework. It needs repairs. I've made videos walking through the tunnel that's underneath me before. It needs repairs. I think those people there, I just walked by a group. They may have gone up there, I'm not sure. Or maybe just up to the tunnel. Lots of footprints in the tracks. Lots of people go up to the tunnel. I wonder how long that train's gonna take. It was going very, very slow, and who knows if it was moving cars around or if it's on its way up here. We'll wait around for a little bit. Right here we got some muddy deer tracks. We're still waiting. Been standing here for like 10 minutes. Don't hear the train or anything yet. Locomotives are loud. I can already hear it without seeing it. And it's still probably 5 minutes at least out. Okay, that's a railroad crossing that is not too far down there. The lights came on early. We can't even see the train yet. And it must be going so slow. It's been like 5 minutes since we heard that horn. Okay, we can finally see it. It's about to blow its horn. It's going so slow. This is gonna take forever to go by. I wonder what it's carrying that it's having such trouble picking up speed. What do you think is in it? It's gotta be something heavy. And this train's probably so long. I don't know if I'm gonna film the whole thing going by. Because this is gonna be, well, it's going slow. I think it's gonna be ear piercing. The flange of the wheel makes screeching sounds around these corners. Can already hear some of the screeches. Oh yeah, that looks heavy, those cars. What do you think it's carrying? There could be anything in there, from animal feed, corn, concrete. That container's buckling like crazy. Wonder how that got damaged. Well, I don't think we're gonna have those ear-piercing noises. It's going so slow. This train smells really, really bad. Are these containers full of garbage? I have been here with garbage trains going by, but it's usually open top hoppers, or whatever you call that. This train smells really bad. I think there's garbage in these. Few of these sound as if the brakes aren't even letting off. Is that what I'm hearing? These are some of the most beat up containers I've ever seen. Dents, some of them have tears in them. Extremely stinky. I think it's trash. Oh yeah. It took me a while to notice. It is definitely trash. Those are open top. There's no covers on them. See, it's got like a rain cover, but it's not a solid cover. They're not like a shipping container. They're like open top dumpsters stacked. I've never seen something like that before on a train. Because the last time we saw a garbage train at the same location, it was a double tall, maybe not double tall, maybe 1.5 tall. It was tall, whatever it was, like hoppers full of it. That's why it smells so bad. It took me a minute to notice what those covers are. And I like seeing that, because last time it was just open top. You could tell that if the train was going fast, there's gonna be things falling out of it. The last time I saw a garbage train here, it didn't have covers. And it was stacked high enough that I could see the stuff. Wonder how long the tunnel stinks after something like this goes through. Like, how long does that thing have to air out before a passenger train can go in there without smelling it? There is a ventilation shaft halfway through that sucks air and blows it up out of the mountain. So maybe not that long. Yeah, last time we saw a garbage train, it was like these, but with open tops. Something like that. I guess it's nice that it's going by slow, because if I rewatch the video, I'll be able to easily count the cars. It's colder here than it was at the ski place, so I gotta keep switching hands. Wow, these are some really, really long cars. Oh, we got some automobiles coming. That's how you can ship a car across the country. It's fairly cheap, and then when you go there on an airplane, it gets there a couple days later in something like this if you're not driving. I've seen videos online, if the train has to go into an emergency stop, sometimes the cars in there can get damaged, smash into each other if they're not secured well. But these are empty. I'm just looking at that. That would, see how it has lots of ventilation, there's lots of little holes in it. That would make some kind of awesome, like, chicken run if you had one of these things, like an old one. Nothing's getting in that, like a bear. This thing's long. There's got to be helper locomotives, maybe in the middle or end, both maybe. Maybe that's why they're going so slow. There's lots of flat spots. Imagine how loud this train would be going full speed. Those flat spots are caused by brakes that don't let off, or if the train had to go into some kind of emergency stop where the wheels locked and slid for a while. That's what causes that. Oh, there's a beaver. It can cause a lot of damage to a train if it has to hit its brakes super hard. I really wonder if there's ever a car on the tracks and the train has to go into an emergency stop to slow down, does that car's insurance company have to pay for all that damage to the train? Because I can't imagine how much that cost to fix all these flat spots and stuff. As soon as we're out of here, I gotta go get gasoline. We're almost out. My hands are getting cold. I keep switching hands, making a fist so I can warm up the other. Who knows how much more of this is gonna be. Look at the brand new ones, no graffiti. The old faded ones covered in graffiti. Here comes another new one. Not a spot of graffiti. Oh, here we are, the end. The lights have already stopped flashing at the road. Cool. I expected another locomotive helping at the back, but I guess not. Everything's empty. All the heavy loaded stuff was at the beginning. Maybe it was loaded. Those things even empty would stink. I'm assuming it's loaded and it's going to like landfills out in Pennsylvania or something. I don't know 100%. But I do know a lot of garbage gets shipped further west. That was cool to see though. Look at that cute little spring right there with the pipe they put in. There is a drain here. It's internally clogged. I tried to undo it before. Wow, they replaced all the rails. Because last time I was here, I was making a video of how it was really, really wiggling around. Look at this PVC pipe. They put a bigger one in. Last time it was like a 2-inch electrical one, but the pipe only goes there. Doesn't even go. Why'd they even bother with it? But, you know, that's kind of a joke that they even put that in, because that wasn't here last time. It was the smaller pipe. But I have showed in the past before. You see this retaining wall here? Stopping the tracks from flooding. It holds back the stream. All that water gushing through the hill. Yeah, it got a lot worse since the last time we were here. Look at that. There's entire holes with water coming out. Eventually, there's going to be a big storm. It's going to be all on the tracks. All it takes is a big spring thaw with some rain. I think that's all it takes. You can already see that sunken area right there. That means all the soil got eroded like a sinkhole and it came out here. Look down there, you can still see the train. You can even hear it way down there. Look at that beautiful ice. It looks blue. They gotta come in here sometimes and smash icicles so they don't run the trains into them. All that brick, I don't know if they removed it or if it fell out. I think they probably removed it. That wasn't like that last time we were here. Look at all the icicles further in the tunnel. Cool. They have a little bridge they built for people that come up to take pictures with the tunnel. The railroad company, one time when I spoke to them when they were here, oh look, there's even, I don't know what those are, maybe mountain lion tracks. One time I spoke to the train company and they said that people come up here, take pictures of the tunnel all the time. They only start arresting people when they go in the tunnel because it poses a safety issue. Oh, look, a group of people I think did do the hike. This is the hiking trail. You gotta walk along the tracks and it goes all the way up here. I got older videos of that place. It's nothing really to see, and I bet you can almost see nothing with this deep snow up here. So basically, there's a concrete dam that's almost completely taken down up there a bit, which provided water pressure to run equipment and power. See this trash rack here? It's clogged. That's supposed to stop debris from getting in that tunnel. Look, it even eroded around it. I had just mentioned how the water's coming out there and it's sinking there. To minimize the risk, I have reported this to them a few times. They took it down. There was another trash rack here, just like the one I showed, and it eroded, ate around it. They're lucky it didn't eat around it this way. But that meant the water was like 6 feet higher, more likely to come through here. They took it down, but still the damage there is continuing to get worse. I think all it takes is a big flood, and this wall is also not doing very well. A bunch of parts of it have collapsed. They gotta do something someday with it. I don't know if they'd want to put the culvert going all the way up here or replace the wall. I think they should fix it while the wall is still mostly good. But railroad companies don't seem to do good maintenance as far as that stuff. I want to show a little bit of scenery. I'm just going to have to stop the vehicle and do it because, yeah, this phone holder, I don't even think I could fix this with glue, which is unfortunate. They don't make this one anymore. I'll have to buy another one though. So right there's a massive train bridge right before the tunnel. It goes over the bridge, crosses the road, then goes through the tunnel. This area is so scenic. Okay, right here, this is a automobile bridge. I've driven across it before. It's a bit scary, makes a lot of noises, the wooden deck. There's actually a couple houses that use that. That is where you heard the train blowing its horn for the first time, going over that little side road. This road is so scenic. The railroad is on the other side of the river. You can literally just drive alongside the train for such a long time, assuming it's going slow. That's actually the slowest one I've ever seen here. The roads are in pretty good condition. This is actually the worst part. I still made it down there fairly quickly earlier. Now around this corner, there's going to be a beautiful spot with ice on the cliff. I'm trying to do as good a job as I can holding this without my tripod while it's broken. That is beautiful, that ice there. Now we're about to cross over and be right next to the railroad tracks on the same side of the river. Beautiful scenery. Alright, we're going to end the video here. We're about to go back underneath the railroad tracks where we started this portion of the video. Look at the telegraph lines. They don't use those anymore. They just kept them there, I guess, for the train enthusiasts to see, because there's always train enthusiasts here. I was mentioning earlier, some of the wires are like so close and hanging low. Okay, here we go. Back underneath.